Hey, it's John Hope Bryant, and this is the Civil Rights Movement. This is also the Straight Talk series with John Hope Bryant, and I'm on all my platforms. So, depending on where you're watching, and soon this will, by the way, will be a legitimate channel that's coming soon. But I want you to watch. I want you to follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, on all of our accounts. I want you to follow Operation Hope and Hope Global Forums. We are going to start a civil rights movement. This starts with educating up our people and getting us into the game, helping us understand how this game works at scale. And part of this is banishing ignorance, banishing fear, removing misinformation. I want you to understand how this game really, really works. So now let's talk about a very important topic today. The farm clubbing of Black kids. This is not just an issue here in America. This is an issue around the world. And don't think I'm talking about something negative here. This is, it started out negative. It's not negative now, but we need to change it. This started out in the most negative ways possible in slavery 400 years ago. And we were farm clubbed as slave hands, as indentured servants after that. And then in the early 20th century, folks realized that we had talents and skills. And so then that really shifted into an area that we at least had some respect for what we did, which was arts and culture. So you think about where rock and roll came from Black music. You think about where the blues came from, where country music came from. You think about where soft rock came from. Many versions of the arts today came from Black people and from Africa. And then let's go to the area of sports. You have our athletes in baseball, basketball, football, tennis. We're even driving F1 cars and winning. So what does this have to do with the farm clubbing of Black kids? And in Europe, you have soccer as an example, which is football every place but the US. So America, again, there's nothing malicious about this. I mean, trying to help you understand, teaching you about the memo, give you the memo on how the system works. If you got that book, get it, and get the next one, Up From Nothing, coming out in October. How this system works. So it's very important we talk about this. Black folks have been farm clubbed with our parents' support in areas that have benefited us but may not be benefiting us enough now. In fact, I would just say they aren't. So when you are in, let me see how the system works. If you are a Black person or a brown person in Mississippi, or my father-in-law, Dr. Dalton, in West Virginia, how did he get out of that high school, how did that little town in West Virginia? He was a football player, and he was really good. And he was farm clubbed, spotted in elementary school, in middle school, tracked, supported, nurtured. Then high school, tracked, supported, nurtured. Then got a college scholarship, tracked, supported, nurtured. Okay, and it got that scholarship, and that's got him out of that, his version of the hood. And of course, for those who go to the next level, it's professional football, the NFL. In this case, we have a partnership with the NFL and Operation Hope, by the way. We'll be hearing more about that later. If you are good at bouncing a basketball in middle school, they track you and nurture you all the way through to the pros. You want to play tennis. We know Serena and her sister, Venus, the story. They track and nurture you. At least they spot you in high school, maybe middle school, all the way to the pros. You starting to get what I'm saying? In Europe, if you're a Black person in the suburbs of France, which is where they put the poor people, and you can kick a ball. Then they nurture you in soccer all the way to the pros. Okay, here's the problem. GDP in America, gross domestic product for the largest economy in the world, is not led by soccer, football, basketball, any kind of sports. With all due respect, neither is GDP led by the arts. Okay, music, all genres of music, a $54 billion industry. Okay, is part of a almost $20 trillion global GDP economy. Did you hear that? Okay, I mean it's a fraction. It's a fraction of the single digit of our GDP. That out of all, so, and by the way, out of 54 billion in music, 17 billion is the singing part. So if you are thinking about your favorite recording artist and they're not a producer and a writer too, they're just a singer, they are part of the 17 billion of the 54 billion. It's part of the $20 trillion of our GDP, gross domestic product in America. Now, here are the areas that control 3/4 of GDP in America: financial services, real estate, health care, medical, and wellness. That's 3/4 of the entire $20 trillion economy, and we're nowhere to be seen. So what do we need to do? What is the software upgrade? What do we do on the other side of COVID-19? What do we demand on the other side of our national civil unrest tied to the tragedy of George Floyd, who, by the way, this happened in a 570 credit score neighborhood, over $20. And almost 100% of the murders and senseless killings of blacks at the hands of police have been in sub 600 credit score neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods, not wealthy neighborhoods, because police view themselves as protecting wealthy neighborhoods and overseeing poor neighborhoods. That's another video for another time. So if 3/4 of all GDP, gross domestic product, is not what we're focusing on, are we farm clubbing the wrong things in America? Are we just being, as Malcolm X said, lovingly, positively, sort of being tricked and bamboozled? No, we're not being tricked. We're being guided to what benefits everybody else. Fair exchange is no robbery. For those who get to the NFL, get to the NBA, get the contract, whatever. My brother T.I., my brother Grant Hill, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, all these guys. But how many can get through? How many Oprah Winfrey's can get through? How many Beyonce's can get through? You have 40 million black people alone. We're trying to empower. How many folks can get through? We need to be, listen to me. Here's our new demands, our new business plan. We need programs and a business plan, a system to farm club engineers from middle school and elementary school. Can I get an amen on that? Farm club entrepreneurs like me. Like I was farm clubbed at 9 years old. A banker came in my classroom and taught me financial literacy. And I said, sir, banker, what do you do for a living? How'd you get rich legally? Okay. He said, I'm a banker and I finance entrepreneurs. I said, I don't care. I don't know what that is. I don't know what an entrepreneur is. If you're financing them, I'm going to be one. And I farm club myself. He opened it up. He opened my brain up. And luckily my mother told me she loved me every day of my life. My dad owned his own business. I had a sense of yes, I can. And yes, I am. And now I knew what I wanted to do. But most people aren't lucky like me. And they don't have that sense of direction and support. And so versus becoming an entrepreneur, you may become a drug dealer. Same talent. If Steve Jobs hadn't been adopted, a Jordanian immigrant who co-founded Apple, had not been adopted by the Jobs family, an engineering family in Silicon Valley, and then met his friend Wozniak around the corner and created Apple in his garage, Steve Jobs might have been adopted by a single parent on the south side of Chicago and ended up hanging around the wrong people and ended up becoming the biggest drug dealer on the south side of Chicago because he was just that smart. So if you don't go to something positive, you end up going to something negative. Or as I love to say, if you hang around 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th. What are you seeing? What are you modeling? Who are you hanging around? Who do you want to be? So we need to model entrepreneurs, model and farm club engineers. That's a job. You get an engineering degree, you will not, by the way, share this video. Share this video. Put it on your page. I know you're taking notes right now. I appreciate it. But stop and share. I'm watching now to look at the share number. I want to see comments, but I want to see sharing of this video across platforms. I want this video and this platform to go viral. 1,000,007 followers from all platforms so far, 100 million video views. Let's double that number this year alone, so we can truly start a movement of civil rights and helping people through Operation Hope and our free financial coaching services in all of our offices nationwide. So back to the topic. We need a farm club, a new type of excellence in Black America, not just athletes, not just performers, which is fantastic. We need to farm club things that not just create income and get rich, but build wealth. And wealth is a mindset. So I want you to own this talent that no one can take from you. You get an engineering degree, you will never go broke. You hear me? Ever. Your children will have a lifetime of prosperity. Everybody needs engineers, mechanical engineers, computing engineers. The new world is technology, artificial intelligence, robotics, computing. Okay, back to the topic. We need to farm club small business owners, but I meant bankers from elementary and middle school. Farm club investment bankers. This is where the money's being made. Farm club real estate investors, real estate property managers, right? Farm club asset managers and private equity investors and venture capital investors. Farm club, I'm just trying to think, anything involved in computers and computerization. I cannot stress this enough that we have got to, we need and I put this in the new Marshall Plan. Pull that up, the new Marshall Plan. It's on the Milken Institute's website. Just type in John Hope Bryant and the new Marshall Plan. Read that. That's my business plan, my master plan for the rebirth of Black America and the rebirth of America. We need internships at scale. So if you work for a big company right now or a small company, encourage them to bring on internships so that we can train our kids up and get them out of the hood and get them into the corporate offices, out of the streets and into the suites, from civil rights protections to civil rights empowerment, right? The new color should be green, the color of U.S. currency. Are you guys feeling me here? Come on, talk to me. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Are we resonating together on this important message? Talk to me. Okay, already shared. Fantastic. Civil rights, exactly. Morning from South Africa. Okay, South Africa in the house. Claytonic, I think that is. So in South Africa, they are farm clubbing as well there. But again, it's in soccer, in sports. That's where you see Blacks doing so well. But you don't see us as much in the corporate offices and in the corporate suites and the guy or woman who owns the team. No. That person's Caucasian. Or Afrikaner, the person that working for the team who is getting paid as a player, that's the Black person. When I go to the Hawks game in Atlanta with my friend Tony Ressler, who's dressed in jeans and casual like me, he's sitting on the third row chilling. Nobody notices him. He pays all those players who are flossing and rolling up with their chains and dipped in gold and driving their fancy cars. All good, by the way, but they're rich. The players are rich. Tony Ressler's wealthy. Okay, they're cashing checks. Tony Ressler's writing checks. I want us to have a new mentality of own the block post COVID-19, post civil unrest in this country. Let's honor George Floyd by changing the narrative of our neighborhoods, because all of these brutal murders and senseless killings happened in poor neighborhoods with low credit scores and low economic energy, because again, police have a different mentality in these neighborhoods. They see themselves as overseers, and they see these places as violent places with no assets and no relevancy. Whereas in high credit score, high income areas, they say, yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. They see themselves in being in service of all people there, of all races, I might add. Back to the topic. Spot on, Willie says. Loud and clear, Joyce Baxter. Thanks for being a top fan, Joyce. Your work brother, Dr. Clyde Anderson. Yeah, Dr. Clyde Anderson is also a good brother. Okay, California is listening. Okay, Darlene, Virginia Beach, Shanita. Okay, great. Okay, so tell your friends to follow this page. Melissa, hi JB, needed this tonight. Just lost my job due to downsizing, and I need to make the next chapter in my life. Fantastic, Melissa. Look, I want you to feel blessed. I want you to call my coaches at Operation Hope. Call 888-388-HOPE. 888-388-HOPE, or go to operationhope.org, Melissa, or download the Hope in Hand app and get on the Android and the Apple platform. Our services are free. I want you to get yourself a Hope Financial coach. Reimagine your career path. Take an entrepreneurship and a small business course. Take a home ownership course. Rethink whether you want to go work for somebody or work for yourself. Caribbean blacks have a different mentality also than African American blacks. They were told to buy a home, to start a business, own a home, get education, and build wealth. Because the Caribbean islands didn't have slavery for nearly as much time as America did, so they have a different mentality, and they were told to be owners. That's why you have such a high proportion of blacks from the islands who either have an ownership mentality when they get here, or they are owners in the Caribbean islands. I need us to have this ownership mentality. No one's going to ever pay you enough for you to get wealthy. They'll pay you enough where you might experience some positive lifestyle, middle class, upper middle class. And by the way, that's cool too. But I want us to dream real big dreams. So Melissa, I want you to reset your life. Don't limit yourself. If you want to get another job, that's cool. But take this pivot moment here and reset your world. Because everybody's on pause or on break now. So you have a chance to pull out that dream board and decide who you want to be when you grow up. So look, everybody in this country is and in the world is experiencing what I'm telling you right now. You're being farm clubbed. That's not a negative thing. Don't think I'm saying that somebody's oppressing you, because you've got to cooperate in this system. Your kids are being farm clubbed. They're being pushed into areas that they think that the leaders in this world believe they have a natural propensity. Check this out. Those from India are farm clubbed into technical jobs. Those from China tend to be farm clubbed into engineering jobs, technical jobs. The blacks tend to be farm clubbed just because this is, again, what we were good at, into the areas I've mentioned, the arts and sports. And they farm power structures, farm club us, investors, from early ages, and then push us into select us into those positions. But why should you limit yourself? Again, I'm not saying anything negative. I think if you're an NFL player, fantastic. We partner with the NFL. You want to be an NBA player, fantastic. We work with the NBA. You want to be a tennis player or a soccer player, or you want to be a rapper? I'm just saying, as Quincy Jones said, if you think you're in the music business and you don't own music rights or publishing rights or licensing rights, you're actually not in the music business. You're just a temporary performer. No disrespect intended, but it is what it is. If you're rocking the mic, bouncing a ball or hitting a ball, and that's all you're doing, you're just a temporary performer. Every entertainer, a sports figure that you know of that has a B in front of their name, billionaire, did it not through sports or entertainment. They did it by transitioning their brand from entertainment or music or sports into business. So you have to understand that the business of the world. And that's the memo that Black and brown folks lost. That's what I wrote the book, The Memo. And my next book is called Up From Nothing, comes out in October. Pre-order it now. So we are being farm clubbed. I'm going to stop this video now, or just under 20 minutes. I want this to be short enough for you to share. Share. You're being farm clubbed. Again, don't think about this some conspiracy, somebody jamming you up. No, that was slavery. That was another. We didn't have a choice. You have a choice now. And all I'm saying is we have got to ask our schools, our city councils, or not ask, demand, our mayors, our state assemblies, our state governors, and our U.S. Congress, and our U.S. Senate, and our president, whoever that person is now or in the future. We've got to demand that they give us our new Marshall Plan, our framework, our system for success, which means you need to think about the 20 careers, healthcare workers, doctors, medical professionals, engineers, bankers, financiers. You got to think about a capitalist. What are those positions? And who's preparing you for those jobs? No one. So why aren't you in those jobs? Exactly. If you hang around 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th. You hang around 9 successful people, you'll be the 10th. You hang around 9 billionaires, you might be the 10th. You might become a 100-aire, then a 1,000-aire, then a millionaire, and then ultimately a billionaire. But you certainly won't be that if you never aspire to that and you don't have the role model to be that. I'll leave you with a story I put in both my last book and I put in my new one coming out. I was with Harvey Baskin. Yes, JHB, it's Tanya Turner. Can we come together Town Collectives, exactly. If you don't own it, it ain't yours. That's right. Eric, valued contributor. Hey, Karen, how you doing? John, she says, I'm on it. So Harvey Baskin, very rich dude, took me to, I worked for him. We went to dinner one night at my request, and I was picking his brain on everything. The bill comes, I'm 20 years old, and I work for him. He paid me next to nothing. The bill comes, he slides the bill to me. It's $100. Back in that time, I didn't have $100. I mean, that was a big chunk of my pay. I slid the bill back to him. He slid the bill back to me. I slid the bill back to him. He slid the bill back to me. I went to go slide again. He said, John, stop it. Stop it. You got to decide something. Do you want to pick my brain or pick my pocket? One lasts longer. Now, you've been asking me questions all dang on night for dinner. You want to keep asking me questions? Pay the dang on bill. Nothing in life's free. I want you guys to understand that love is work. Non-love is laziness, and anti-love is evil. Everybody wants to get to heaven. Nobody wants to die to get there. We're going to have to do the work, people. The Calvary's not coming. Look at what's going on in this world. No one's coming to save you. We're going to have to save ourselves. And guess what? We can do it. Let's drop the mic. I'm out. Let me know what you think about this broadcast. Let me know what you think about this topic. I'm only talking fast because I'm excited tonight. Leave a comment. Share this video. Spread the love. Tell your friends to follow this movement. Take your life back. This is civil rights in the suites, complimenting civil rights in the streets. Let's make George Floyd's life and his dying worth our living. Let's let our living be his legacy and build wealth that we can pass on to others. And watch how you live your life, by the way. Maybe the only Bible anybody else reads. I'll respond to all comments, I promise you, later. Love and light.